This year's theme is all about transformation, and transformation is a big concept. Transformation can be physical, as in getting a tattoo or cutting your hair, but transformation can also be mental. From the moment that we are born, we start to transform. We start developing new skills. We learn how to use our toys, we learn how to eat and how to drink. We start developing new skills and we become unique individual people, each with our own different character. I would like to tell you about my personal transformation, and I have many stories about several transformations that I've been through, but I would like to tell you about the biggest transformation that I've been through so far. I was a happy child growing up. The only worry I had was getting that specific toy that I really wanted, or when I would get to go to play outside after lunch break again. But this all changed when I felt this when I was 9 years old. I felt this weird pain in my neck, and I couldn't move my head. I couldn't sit up straight, and I couldn't lay down. And after 5 sleepless nights and loss of strength and sense of feeling in my arms and legs, after several visits to the doctor and several tests and scans, it was obvious that there was something really wrong with me. The doctors found the cause of my pain, but they wouldn't tell us straight away what the cause was. We first had to go to another hospital, and there we would be told what was going on. When we finally arrived at the hospital, we were brought into a private room full of doctors, and they had this serious look on their face. And that was the moment they finally told us what was going on and what the cause of my pain was. And the bomb was dropped. I had spinal cord cancer. Everything went quiet except for the surprised whimper and then the heartbreaking sound of my mother crying. While the doctors tried to explain how serious it was, there was just one thing that I could think about, and that was, are they going to cut into my body? Well, my question was answered in no uncertain terms when they offered us the choice between surgery or 24 hours left to live. My parents made the choice, and the very next day it was my turn to lay on the cutting board, also known as the operation table, and let the doctors do their job. The surgery wasn't going to be easy because there was a chance that I could die, I could become mentally handicapped, or I could end up paralyzed. And after 14-hour surgery, I woke up not knowing whether I had a mental disorder or arms and legs that weren't working anymore. And after I started to realize what I was left with, so I ended up paralyzed, luckily. And I can hear you all thinking, why, luckily? Well, I still knew who I was. I recognized my parents, my surroundings, and I knew who my siblings were. And that was the most important to me. So talk about a transformation. I mean, I transformed from a girl who was running up and down the streets into someone who couldn't even scratch her own head, which, by the way, I can do now. You see? And then came the chemotherapy and the radiation. And to say that I was scared is one of the biggest understatements of the year. And after months of rehabilitation, I could hold a pen again, I could brush my own teeth, and I could write again. And that's when I realized that school was my biggest distraction from the cruel change in my life. I went back to school, and I was surrounded by friends who still treated me for the person that I am. And when my rehabilitation program was over, and could go home, I discovered how much I had changed. I was more angry because I couldn't do the things that I used to do on my own, and I was angry because I felt like I was a liability to my mother. And eventually I couldn't stand the anger anymore, and that's when I decided to start adding color to my life again. And I did that by accepting my faith. And by accepting my faith, I started to see that life had so many other great things. I'm not telling you about my story because I don't need anyone's pity, or I just don't want it, but it's to make you understand my point and to illustrate why staying positive doesn't mean that you're not sad or angry sometimes. It just means that you keep on going anyways. It's just important to know that there's nothing stopping you from wanting to achieve the things you want in life, and you just have to believe in the power of transformation, because transformation needs courage, and everyone has the spark to transform, but you just have to do it and believe in it. So, thank you.